Okay. What? Oh no. The monitoring's screwy again, so I'm hearing myself double in the worst way possible. Okay. Give me a sec to fix this. Monitor and output on mic. Switch to monitor off and monitor and output. There we go. Okay. It's much better. Well, no, it's not. Oh my gosh. Why is it so bad? I don't have a delay on it. I don't know why it's so bad. It's ridiculous. Yeah, sync offset is set to 0. What if I start turning that up? Oh, yeah. No. We were there. Okay, we're getting there. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. I can't tell what's happening anymore. I'm gonna be honest, I have no earthly idea. Oh, maybe that's it. A -20? No, -15. -15 seems to be good. Okay. Yeah, that seems fine. And never mind. No, it's not. Gosh! This is ridiculous. I don't know why this is so annoying to me, but it is. It is very annoying to me. You know what? I've heard it. It sounds fine. I'm just gonna... I can't. Well, whatever. I'll just leave it. I will try my best to ignore it. I don't talk that much anyway. I should talk more, but I don't. Music seems to be fine. Hitting about the same levels as usual. We turn it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, fantastic. So, here we are, a new month, a new set of videos to make. What fun. What fun indeed. Indeedly. Alright. I really need to get a new mat under my chair. This one is aggravating me. What? Don't know what that noise was. Hopefully nothing bad. Okay. Something is wrong with my chair. I can feel it. I'll try to ignore it. Like everything today. Alright, whatever. I got work to do, so I don't have time to focus on that crap. Okay, well, let's see. If I have time, I'm planning on making a new video for the edits channel about making subtitles in Premiere, because I recently had to update my computer to Windows 11. Sad, but so it goes. As a part of that, oh, I forgot. I needed to change around a bunch of things, because the Windows 11 update ended up slowing down my computer like crazy. Just wild. but I had to change a lot of things, move a lot of things. I had to fight tooth and nail to get the OneDrive to stop existing, more or less, to get it to, you know, stop trying to copy all of my files instantly. Just really annoying. But in the process of moving all of those files around and getting things more or less reorganized, there's still a lot of work to do in that regard, but, you know, getting there. In the process of it, I ended up losing all of my settings in Adobe. Everything. So I needed to recreate a lot of stuff from scratch. Really getting it on my nerves. The weird echo that I'm getting in my mic. It's just like slightly there, so it just picks at the back of your mind. Anyway, so while I was working on commission work this week, I had to, as you can see and hear, my usual presets. If you know you've ever been here to watch all of my editing streams, I had a bunch of different presets for a few different things. They're all gone, and I had to recreate all of them. Actually, hold on. I need to set this one to anchor to endpoint. I forgot to do that, and I just remembered because I'm talking about it. But I had to recreate these. I still have not created one for desktop view subtitles. I still need to do that. I still need to do the one to create, well, I might need to make a new one for that because of the new some of the new effects that are in Premiere now. But the one that creates a stroke around an object as well as a drop shadow, I need to recreate that preset. I think that's those are the only two that are really important that I still need to recreate. But yeah, I ended up needing to recreate a bunch of that stuff. It was rather annoying. Such is life. The upside to it is that in the process of it, I really refamiliarized myself with the process and found some ways to, and really figured out the way, like a guaranteed process to make making subtitles faster and easier. So I'm like, yeah, this might be a good time to make a sequel to that video I made a while back about making subtitles in Premiere. Now that I've had the opportunity to not just refamiliarize myself with it, but figure out a way to quickly recreate the settings and the presets so that you just need to create the setting once and then just make it a preset and copy it onto everything else, expediting the process. So we'll see. I need to remember to do more stuff on the editing channel anyway. I've kind of made the mistake of letting it more or less fall to the wayside. We are actually going to have, I think, a new record for the shortest compilation video, because one of them is largely made up of like 5 to 10 second clips, so it only runs for like a minute and a half total, which is, I think the previous shortest was like just a little over 3 minutes, so it's quite short. I thought about whether or not to just do re-roll the spinner wheel and select a different VTuber, but ultimately I decided to continue to follow the old motto of, well, I don't pick what the content is. I just select the top 10 most viewed clips. What those clips happen to be is what they happen to be. Which is going to be the same motto I am following with this one, with Fallen Shadows this time, because boy howdy, did her chat decide to pick some wild out of context stuff for their clips. Well, whatever. I am also going to be trying to further improve these videos. In the past, I've always tried to work on audio balancing, because audio balancing annoys the crap. Poor audio balancing annoys the crap out of me in movies and games. So I really try to avoid making those same mistakes as much as possible. Huh. Anyway, so I've always tried to pay close attention to make sure that none of the videos are too loud. Although I've noticed that I've been making the mistake of not always paying as much attention to videos that are too quiet. So I'm going to try to fix that from here on. So what I've done is every single one of these has a multi-band compressor that is set up with a -3 margin and a brick wall limiter. So basically what that means is within the -3 margin, no video will go above a certain level. So the goal is that this little -6 over here, no video will go above it, and no video will go below the -12. So every video, every clip should aim somewhere between -6 to -12 decibels for the best audio balancing I can manage. Because obviously it's not gonna be exact. I think last time was a bit rougher because it was my first time doing 12 whole videos. Now that we've done it once and we've kind of seen more or less what goes into that, I think I'm more ready for it this time, so I'm not going to be as likely to make the same mistakes. I don't think there were any big mistakes, but you never know when you might forget something, put something in the wrong place, so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do first and foremost is I'm going to be editing first 3 that need to be ready to be uploaded and ready to go by at the latest next Monday, this upcoming Monday. Supposedly you can benefit a channel to give YouTube a 24-hour period, a 20 to 48 hour period where a video is uploaded but privated before it's made public, to give YouTube a chance to really sift through it and incorporate it with the algorithm and whatnot, from what I've heard. So getting all of these up by Monday would be for the best. So we're going to be focusing on getting these 3, and then when these first 3 are done, we will repeat the process with the next 3, and if we get all 6 of them done within a decent amount of time, we'll pull up the next batch and, you know, do at least some of the basic build up. More or less what we're doing right now. I'm debating whether I should add more to these videos. For example, I could put like an opening at the beginning. I do think I might put an ending. We'll see. I'm still working on it. I have the YouTube outro overlay. I'm working on getting this fixed up, because I only this was a commission I sent to Muna. She did amazing work on it. I just need to go in and tweak the Photoshop file a bit. So what I'm doing is I've got this image, I make a mock video, put it into YouTube, and edit the end whatever thing. And so we'll have video here, playlist here, channel thing here, maybe here or here. I think I'm gonna put an image here or something. I don't know. Anyway, for people to click on to continue watching more stuff. The problem is that I had idea measurements based on graphics and information from YouTube of like what the sizes should be, but it turned out that information was incorrect. So what I need to do is I need to make a I'm making mock videos, putting them on YouTube as unlisted, checking the end thing to see if they fit, which they currently do not, and then going into the Photoshop file, tweaking the sizes of different things to make sure that everything fits and looks good. Or as good as I can get it. And then, yeah, we'll just kind of go from there. But I'm planning on putting those at the ends of videos. Whether or not I'll put them at the end of these videos, I don't really know. I think if I were to put those at the end of these videos, I would put clips as the next video for the next video section. I would put a clip to another video from the same VTuber if I have one. Or just do the recommended one. And then for the playlists, I would put the playlist of that VTuber if I had one. If not, then I would just put the playlist for the most watched videos. I don't know. We'll see. What the heck was that? I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was radial blur, right? And then it was number 13. Yep. Okay. All right. I think I'll grab this darker color here and use that. Actually, we could also use a lighter color here. It ended up being one number different from just white. Whatever. Didn't I? I think I ended up choosing to leave this one at 30. Yeah, I played around with them a little, but ultimately decided to scrap all of those ideas. Now that I think about it, I wonder if... Okay, long shadow is definitely not appropriate. Honestly, I really do kind of just like it as it is. I just can't see any real reason to change it. I kind of like the look of that a little bit better. Make the shadow a little bit clearer, so it kind of stands out a little bit better. But I do remember that the vast majority of the clips for Ava were done by the same person. So all but 6 and 2. Clip bots have become a lot more prevalent, so I've adjusted my way of doing clips to start including those that do not have titles, because an increasing number of VTubers have a bot command !clip, which will automatically clip the last 30 seconds, which is a fun idea, but it's not the, the most effective thing in the world. I still think that making the clip, going through Twitch's clip creation process is still better, but It's nice for a quick and easy clip creation process. Anyway, I've adjusted the way I do these to start including ones without titles and the names of clippers for that reason. Which does mean that I have, you know, started having to make my own titles for some. I can't exactly just leave it blank or just, you know, leave it as just the default name from the stream for most cases. In some cases, I left it as the default name for the stream because there weren't any other clips that carried the same name and they weren't obvious stream names. So I was like, you know what, they fit rather well, so I'll just leave them. Is it cutting corners a little bit? Maybe. I don't think so, but eh. Wow. This is one of those few moments where not a single one is clipped by the same person twice. I still plan on doing the extensive audio work off stream, just because I don't think people would greatly appreciate having to deal with the audio balances changing stuff that's too loud and whatnot. I don't think the average stream viewer is looking to have their eardrums destroyed, you know, by a clip or a particular moment from a clip that happens to be quite loud. So This one's gonna be weird because this clip is, as far as I can tell, dead silent the entire way through. And I'm not sure what happened there because it's very obvious throughout the clip that Shadow is talking. So I don't know if she's muted or what. But there's no sound. I double and triple checked, and yeah, there's just no sound in this clip whatsoever. So I'm gonna have to figure out something to do with that. Put some background music or another in there. Oh boy. Hold on, I'm gonna turn on a fan. It's a bit stuffy in here. The weather's cooling down, but it's a small room with a closed door, so that I don't bother people too much while I'm streaming, which means it gets very stuffy in here without proper airflow. Okay, the music is still going. Couldn't hear it for a bit there, so I was concerned. Am I capturing a lot of the background noise from the fan? No, I'm not. Because I just turned the monitor. I just turned the monitor and output, the monitor off, so I couldn't hear what was coming from the mic. I'm not getting it from the mic. I guess it's just my headphones. Huh. Weird. Whatever. It happens. All right. You know, I noticed there was another little movement of the AI is evil or AI is bad in regards to art or something that was going around this week. And I'm gonna be honest, the anti-AI stuff around artists is starting to really annoy me. Not because I disagree, but because they're not doing anything about it. I'm getting really annoyed by these people at this point. I feel like we're at a point, and AI has a lot to do with me as well, because AI changes a lot about video editing too. But I think we're at a crossroads very, very similar to what happened when the camera was invented. And not just invented, but became so popular and accessible to the public that it destroyed the art world as it stood at the time. The interesting thing is that you don't really hear many stories about that, you know? Just think for a moment how many people would have been affected by that. The camera comes out, takes realistic photos, obviously, and at the time, realistic painting was very popular. Painting with as much realism as possible was kind of the trend in the art world. And then they almost out of nowhere, they're just taken over by technology. And I think a lot of people would go, "Oh my goodness, those poor artists lost like everything. They couldn't," which, not really. It just whittled it down to only the most quality, the highest quality artworks remained popular. Those who couldn't keep up fell to the wayside. It's just how it goes. I should double check that my voice isn't doubling on stream. It's just how it goes. I'm not. Okay. I just need to remember to double check that every now and then. Anyway, was there anything else I needed to do with these? I think they're ready for the next, the next stage, which is just... That's what I needed to do. That's what I need to do. Okay, got it. I remembered. What I need is I need to open up our little notepad here. Which I will... There we go. That should be fine. Okay. Do. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. When it came to the camera kind of taking over the art world, I think a lot of people look at it as from the viewpoint of the artists. I mean, like, they just kind of got shoved aside as art was taken over by cameras. I don't really see a lot of people ever mention, let alone talk about, the effects it would have had on the rest of that entire market. What about the guys who made the canvases? What about the guys who made the art supplies? The paints? The brushes? The easels? What about people who did art galleries? What about, I don't know, maybe people had studios where they would keep items for people to paint, or all sorts of other things that surrounded the art world, that entertainment of the time. You don't really hear people talk about that. And I think it's largely because it wasn't a big deal. People just moved on to the next thing. Like, well, camera's out. This is cool. All right, now what? We gotta figure out what we're gonna do now, because we gotta... Either the artists need to work to catch up to the camera, or find new art styles to surpass it. Or we need to find new industries to work in, because this is no longer viable. And so people just moved on. Now you have these days with AI. And you get a lot of people on social media who do the whole AI art isn't real art and all this other la-di-da. And I call it la-di-da because it doesn't do squat. You can complain all you want on the internet. World doesn't give a crap. So while people have been saying, people spam the same AI is evil messages, they've been doing it for years now. And lo and behold, nothing has changed. Not only has nothing changed, but these same people... AI continues to improve, and nothing is being done to realize, hey, this might be an inevitable step in the next phase of technology and the future. So unlike the artists and the workers of the days when the camera was invented, the people these days refuse to move on. Refuse to find the next thing. Refuse to work on bettering their skills to not fall behind, or find new things, just and I don't necessarily blame those individuals alone, because we have done basically, because AI covers more than just art, so there's a lot involved in that, but I just find it kind of funny. I've seen the same Twitter posts, I've heard the same arguments, but that's all people ever do. They complain, but I don't really see any. I think one of my favorites is YouTube has started recommending to me these videos with this guy who's very talented. I say guy just because I have no idea who they are. They do very talented animation work, and they like to make videos that are AI versus human in animation. And each of those videos is like, hey, look at this AI. Don't you think it's so dumb? Look, it can't even animate properly. This is hilarious. And I look at that and go, you're right. That is funny. The AI can't figure out how to animate this properly. Yet. Because while this person is making these videos, I look at that and go, yeah, it's kind of funny because only, 3 years ago, AI couldn't even make videos. It was just coding and and a bit of image generation. So while this person is making these fun little videos, making fun of how bad AI is at animating, AI is quickly catching up. And while I think this particular animator will be fine because they seem to be very skilled, so I think they'll be able to use that human touch to continue having a potentially successful career in that kind of field. A lot of other people who do not have the same level of talent, drive, and know-how definitely will be overtaken by AI before long. I'm just getting tired of hearing people whine and cry about stuff but never actually do anything about it. I don't see any. I mean, they probably exist. But like, I don't see a lot of movements for figuring out laws and regulations surrounding AI to figure out, okay, what should we do about determining how something is AI? What do we do about copyright? What do we do about not just the jobs for artists, animators, editors, coders, and, every other occupation that is being affected by AI, which is a lot. An obscene amount. I don't really see a lot of that. I just see complaining. basically, I'm at the point where it's like anybody who goes around complaining about AI art and all that, you know what? That's perfectly fair to have that opinion. But the next time you ever take a selfie or record something on your phone or take a picture or look at pictures, just remember the camera used to be in the same position as AI. These same people who complain about AI don't seem to complain too much about the camera replacing artists, do they? They're more than happy to take selfies. I don't know. I'm just getting tired of seeing this stuff all the time. I largely avoid drama. I don't spend a lot of time on social media for multiple reasons, but I definitely try to avoid drama because it's just not worth my time. But being somebody that interacts with and works with Vtubers on the regular, avoiding the AI thing is basically impossible. It's not like I have that strong of opinion of it. It's just a topic of conversation to bring up while I'm working. I need something to talk about to keep the stream from being too boring and to keep myself occupied with something other than what I'm working on, so that maybe I don't start feeling as tired as I usually do when I'm streaming, because that is still a problem I have. I start streaming, my body goes, oh, nap time? I don't know why. I don't know why my body thinks that stream time is nap time, but it does. Okay. Ugh. That's the general stuff done. For those three, and then we'll work on the next three. I need to grab this. Yeah, I am grabbing the right one. Want to double check. Dog's moving around a bunch behind me. She ate another bee yesterday. Her face got swollen again. She keeps doing it over and over again. It is the lesson she refuses to learn. We're waiting until the winter really hits and the bees are gone. And then if her face swells up again, she's clearly allergic to something she's eating out there. And I have no idea how we're gonna fix that problem. And by out there, I mean outside when she goes to the bathroom and goes to sunbathe and whatnot else in the backyard. But, you know, knowing my dog, probably the bees. Unlike flies, bees tend to put themselves in a position to be attacked a bit more commonly. It is fun to watch her try to catch a fly. My dog hates bugs that fly around her. She finds it very annoying. If there's like a spider on the wall, she doesn't give a crap. But if there's a bug with wings that's flying around her head, she will get upset. And bees definitely do that. I think there's one or two VTubers in this batch that I've never done these videos for before. Maybe just one. No, I think it's two. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to go back and look through all of the old videos, but I'm pretty sure it's two. I am trying to branch out a bit more. The top 10 clip things, or the top clips, whatever, best clips, best moments, all that kind of stuff, doesn't seem to be as popular a thing as it used to be. I noticed I used to see a few channels do it. I don't see it so much these days. I did notice that the numbers on the clips channel have finally plateaued. It was a hefty, as I predicted, there was a hefty decline when I stopped doing regular clips and started doing these for the past few months. I saw it coming, and it did definitely happen. It's evened out now, so I'm back into the green checkmark zone. So I'm not dropping, nor am I rising. I've evened out, which is good. I hope to be able to get back to doing regular clips at some point. I pray before 2026, you know? But we'll see. That was loud. There is a chance that until I can stabilize my schedule, sleep, work, and whatnot, that this may become my niche for a while. Not exactly a popular niche, but hey. Of course, I also run the risk of if Twitch goes down, because they sure seem determined to wipe themselves out off the market. If Twitch goes down, I'm basically screwed. Won't be able to do these anymore. I honestly do think that if Twitch goes away, I'm just gonna be done. I'll just say, well, you know what? It was fun, but I'm out. Because finding clips on YouTube, Kick, maybe Rumble. I don't know how many VTubers do Rumble. I am not doing Fansly. That is never gonna happen. Ever. Screw off with that bullcrap. And any other platforms, not big enough, nor do I trust them enough. I'm not going anywhere near, you know? I think Rumble, YouTube, and Kick are the only three I can really think of. But as far as I'm aware, neither of those three do the same clip type stuff that Twitch does. So I definitely couldn't do these types of videos anymore. And while I could still do clips, I would have to spend a lot more time. Oh, hold on, I gotta let the dog out. I would have to spend a lot more time watching through streams, whether live or VODs, which means I would have to drastically I would have to basically select a certain number of VTubers and basically just stick to watching their content and making clips from that. I don't know if I would do VV, because we're at the point where there are a lot, or there's at least a few different channels that do VV clips pretty regularly. There's at least one that's posting like once or twice a day on the Discord. I probably still would, because I really enjoy VV streams, even if I can't catch them live much these days due to time zone differences. The dog is back already and she's scratching at the door. She was gone for all of what? 10, 20 seconds? Good grief. Lay down, dog. Yes, yes, big yawns. Now lay down. I'm guessing that nobody had food up there, so she decided to come back and go back to sleep. As old dogs do, she spends most of her time sleeping. I definitely don't think I would ever delve into HoloLive clips. I've never watched a HoloLive stream. Yeah. I don't watch Vtubers on YouTube. I don't really watch live streams on YouTube. I've never been on Kick, so I have no idea what's there. Rumble is basically YouTube, just a bit more politically aligned with it, a lot of its videos, because of how, you know, a lot of the stuff that happened back in 2020 and whatnot. It's still working on branching out beyond that. I hear it's doing a lot better in terms of sports content. I just don't think it's a very popular platform for VTuber content at this time. I don't know. I try not to worry. Oh, hey. Right. This just screams bot. So, definitely a unique bot message. Never seen one like that before, but that's just whether it was actually a bot or not, that screams bot message. So also, I do not friend people on Discord. I don't. I think the number of people I have friended on Discord is, I think I've hit above 10, maybe. I'd have to double check, honestly. I don't know. Let's see. How do I... Oh, here we go. Friends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 28. That's a lot more than I realized. A good portion of them are people who are either fellow mods with Vivi or people met through Vivi that friended for doing collab stuff with and whatnot. That's basically the vast majority of it. Anywho. Ah. Crap basket. Did it again. Alright, here we go. You know what I realized? I really ought to have a default for some of the VTubers in this for styles for these. I really ought to do that. Particularly soy milk, because I plan to keep doing a soy milk one every month. There we go. I'll just save the ones we're using this time around, and then we'll see how it goes. Now, what do we want to do here? There's the question. I think this is good. I'm trying not to spend too much time on this. Some darker colors. This is lighter. I don't watch Cottontail much, so I don't know what the typical style is. Maybe, here's a thought, maybe we can merge the two. So we'll take this and need a moment. There we go. A bit more light. And this. Hold on. Let me grab this one. Let me just do this real quick. Kind of like this one. So let's just copy this. There we go. We combined the two. There we go. That way, if any of these VTubers end up on the spinner wheel, I usually try to give a minimum of 2 months before I do the same person again, unless it's so far I only have 2 VTubers I've selected to do every month, and it's Vivi and Soy Milk. I might add to that list in the future. Ow. But those are the 2 for now. Okay. There were a couple in this batch that were knowns. Oh boy, the dog wants to go out again. She's having one of those nights. This might go back and forth for a bit. It wouldn't be such a big deal if not for 2 factors. One, I try to have my door closed while I'm streaming for the reasons I mentioned earlier. And 2, she can't get on my bed by herself. So I have to pick her up every time. One of her favorite things to do is to stand. She will enter my... Well, what if my door is open, she'll just walk in. If it's closed, she'll scratch at the door. Or like she's doing right now. Oh my gosh. Or she'll bang her head into it, expecting it to be open. She'll just... I gotta let her in again. Good grief. Said this would be a thing. Oh, okay. So if it's a time where the door is closed, like when I'm streaming, I will get up to close the door so then I can just bend down, pick her up, and put her on the bed. But if it's a time where the door is open, she just walks in, then double check the music is still going. We have another 20 minutes or so. Cool. If the door's open, she walks in. What she will tend to do, and it gets a little annoying, she will either stand or sit just outside of my range of reach and look at me. Be like, okay, I need you to help me onto your bed so that I may sleep. So I go, okay. I bend down to reach out. She's too far away. So I was like, okay, come here. And sometimes I have to urge her multiple times to get closer. And she'll like do it like an inch at a time. Like very hesitantly and slowly. And she's like, you wanted me to pick you up. She hates being picked up, by the way. Which is why she acts scared, nervous, and whatnot every time she gets picked up. She hates to be picked up. But she needs to be picked up to get on the bed. So we have to have this little battle with her hate for being picked up and her and the necessity of being picked up every time she wants to get on the bed. It's just, oh my god. Yeah. It's a fun little back and forth I have with her regularly. These are just the things you deal with when your room and your bed are your dog's favorite places to be. Or one of the top favorite places for her to be. There are times where she like seemingly forgets that I'm home and she'll go in onto her bed. That she has two beds, one in the living room and one in the bathroom. I don't know why we still keep a bed in the bathroom. We put it there initially because we wanted to train her to stay there at times where we were out of the house. So we would put like a puppy pad there and put her food and water bowls in there. If we were going to be gone for, you know, a few hours or something. Did not work out. But for whatever reason, that bed is still in the bathroom. And to be fair, she does like to go in there when it's cold and the heater turns on. So there's a little vent that is along the wall that blows out. So she'll go in the bathroom and lay in front of that. So she does like to spend some time in there. So I guess it worked out somehow. But anyway, there will be days where she'll seemingly forget that I'm still home or something, and she'll just spend hours in the bathroom in her bed by herself. And I'll find her there. She's like, you realize I'm still here, right? If there are other people home and they're, you know, sitting on the couch upstairs or something, she'll, in the living room, she'll go lay down there. But she spends a lot of time on my bed. What are the odds that we would get the same noise twice on different clips just in a single click? Almost 3 times. Almost. It's funny. Got a lot of longer titles this month. Also, I'm pretty sure a very consistent theme across every channel featured in this is a lot of moments of how do I put it? Well, to put it as simply as possible, bit of innuendo. There's a lot of that this month. I don't know why that was such a common thing, but it really was. There's, like, you know what? Alright. Not really. That might not be the best way to put it, but it's the best I could think of. I don't know. Here's a thought. Here's a thought for, you know, oh my gosh, this is so annoying. A thought for expanding this into if I had to do it on YouTube or something. Maybe what I could do is I could see if VODs have moments of, you know, how you can look on the timeline for YouTube videos and kind of scrub it, and it will show sometimes it'll show different peaks, like the most replayed part or the most watched part or whatever. Maybe I can grab a bunch of those from different VODs over the month, and that will be and that could be the YouTube version. this whole thing. I could do that. I could do that specifically for YouTube VTubers, or if Twitch ever disappears, which I hope they don't, and I hope they just figure out their crap, and you know, because Twitch has a lot of crap they clearly need to work out. Yeah, we got another bot. A bunch of bots today. Look at that. Come on. Come on. Yeah, whatever. I'm guessing that Adobe made another update to Premiere that changed a few things that made it a little less user-friendly to interact with this stuff. We're past 2 hours. Yay! Hey. Let's see, I need to make sure. Yeah, here we go. I'll just grab that to add an extra few minutes at the end of the playlist rather than it going to some random video. Oh, really sucked to get a DMCA at the end of stream just because YouTube decided to randomly pick some music that was definitely not on my regular scheduling. All right. Ooh-doo-doo-doo-doo. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. And oh, what in the world? What is happening? Okay, that seemed to have fixed it. Holy crap. What? I'll worry about that later. It's another thing that Windows changed with the Windows 11 update. The notepad thing got changed and I don't like it at all. It's stupid. Okay, let's get this figured out. Okay, I think we're good. Just move it. No, just move it over. No, stop trying to do crap. Again, I hate Windows 11. I hate it with a passion. Granted, part of it is just probably me needing to get used to it, but there's a lot of crap involved in it that I don't like. Windows 11 makes it basically impossible to move a window without it being like, oh, you want to snap it here? Oh, you want to merge it with this? Oh, you want to do this? You want to create a little group thing and blah, blah, blah. And like, no, I just need to move it a little. Don't want to do anything with it. I just need it to be over here. I don't want to do the fancy stuff. Just move it. It's so dumb. Do not care for it at all. I don't know why it took me so long to start doing it this way. It's definitely a lot easier. That's why I have all of this stuff saved and ready to go. I think one thing I still need to do is I need to make like a template thing for the description of each video. Which that I can then use and just copy and paste into each one and then add the chapters in for that. And make the process of getting them all uploaded and figured out on YouTube a lot faster. Whoops, I forgot. There we go. There's a word for it. I mean, it's not exactly a word, it's just a meme phrase for it, but I was saying the common theme for a lot of the clips this month, sus. That's your common theme. A lot of it is just very sus. Don't say that word a lot, which is why it probably didn't come. Which is probably why it didn't come to mind, because I don't ever say that word in conversation or in basically any setting whatsoever. But I do believe it's a fairly commonly recognized word and meaning, so I don't know. Almost there. Keep forgetting to do this so I get the right time code. All right, there we go. That's the first 6, or everything aside from the audio work. So after this, I just need to watch through them, censor out swearing, and make sure audio levels are good. Not too loud, not too quiet. And then upload them. Not too shabby for a day's work, right? What is going on? There we go. Alrighty, let's take a look-see at what we got going on. Ooh, hey, soy milk. Soy milk is playing Jackbox. Yeah, Jackbox. Oh, I'm playing Jackbox with chat. Oh, that's cool. It says special events, so I'm not sure what the special event is, but hey, let's raid soy milk. Alright. Okay. Raid. Alrighty, well, once again, thank you everybody for coming by. I appreciate it as always. Hope y'all had fun hanging out while I got some work done. I'm still working out some of the kinks with the chat boxes. Not that it really matters, because not really overly used. But once I can get that figured out, I think I'm gonna work on figuring out Tangia stuff next. Really try to get that solved and functioning. But anyway, until next time, I hope y'all have a good one. Have fun hanging out with Soy Milk and her community. It's a good time. I can pretty much guarantee that. And yeah, until next time, hope you all have a good one, and I hope to see you all again another time. Bye bye.